Right, let me hit you with a number. That should be impossible. Shane Van Gisbergen has won 7 of his first 14 Cup Series road course starts. 7. From 14, that's a 50% win rate on a track type where the best Americans in history, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, clawed for every single win over decades. And here's the part that'll do your head in, mate. This same bloke, the one who leads 97 laps at Sonoma and wins Mexico City by 16.5 seconds, the biggest margin in modern Cup history. This same driver was finishing 27th on ovals. Same car, same team, same steering wheel. So what's going on? How does one man look like he's playing a completely different video game the second the track starts turning both ways? The answer isn't talent. Everyone in that field has talent. The answer is a specific physical technique, SVG, smuggled in from Australia, something so foreign to American stock car racing that Joey Logano tried it and quit mid-practice. Ross Chastain, his own teammate, said his feet end up on the wrong pedals. Stick with me because by the end of this, you'll spot it live on the broadcast and you'll never watch a road course the same way again. Let's lay the evidence on the table because the contrast is genuinely mental. On road courses, SVG is a monster. Won on debut at the Chicago Street Race in 2023. First bloke to win a Cup race in his first ever start since 1963. Then he came back full time and it only got worse for everyone else. 6 wins from his last 7 road course races. 97 laps led at Sonoma, smashing Jeff Gordon's track record of 92. He's now equal third on the all-time NASCAR road course win list, and he's barely been here. Now flip it. His first 12 oval races of 2025, average finish of 27.5. That's not a driver that's a bloke lost in the bush with no map. But wait, it gets crazier because this isn't a case of he can't drive ovals. Fast forward to 2026, and his average oval finish jumped over 8 positions to 19. He scored his first ever oval top 5 at Nashville. The man is learning the ovals the hard way, position by painful positions. So here's the question that cracks the whole thing open. If SVG is talented enough to grind his way up the oval charts, why is he instantly untouchable the moment the track turns right? What does his brain and, more importantly, his feet do on a road course that the oval specialists simply cannot copy? Because the oval blokes have oval brains, throttle, patience, aero, drafting. SVG has a road course brain wired over 15 years in the most brutal touring car championship on earth. And that wiring is the secret. All right, let's get under the bonnet properly. And to understand SVG, you've got to understand the car he grew up in. In Australian Supercars, the cars run something called a spool diff, a locked rear end. Think of it like this. Imagine both your back wheels are welded together with a solid bar. They have to spin at exactly the same speed, always. Brilliant for putting power down out of a corner, but turning into a corner, it's like trying to steer a shopping trolley with a dodgy wheel the car desperately wants to push straight on and understeer off the road. Did you know to fight that, Supercars drivers run a massive amount of rear brake bias, loads of braking force sent to the back wheels. Now here's the danger. With a locked diff and heavy rear brake, the rear tires are constantly on the edge of locking up and spinning you into the wall. So how does an Aussie driver survive that knife edge? This is where it gets bloody brilliant. They use the clutch constantly. SVG uses what's called heel-toe right foot braking. Picture his right foot doing a little dance, the ball of his foot on the brake, the side of his heel blipping the throttle, while his left foot works the clutch on corner entry by slipping that clutch as he turns in. He disconnects the locked rear end from the drivetrain for a split second. That kills the rear lockup and it helps the nose of the car rotate into the corner. Read that back. He's using the clutch pedal as a cornering tool, and that's not in any American racing textbook. Now here's the did you know that'll blow your hair back. The NASCAR Next Gen car doesn't even have a locked diff. It runs an open diff. SVG doesn't technically need the heel-toe technique anymore. When Dale Earnhardt Jr. put this to him directly, SVG shrugged and said, and I quote, "People overthink it, But here's the thing, mate, that's a champion being modest, because whether he needs it or not, he's got 15 years of muscle memory doing the most delicate footwork in motorsport automatically. His feet are solving problems the American drivers don't even realize are problems. And look, if you're still here breaking down clutch slip and brake bias with me, you're not a casual fan. You're the 1% who actually care about the engineering behind the win, not just the highlight reel. That's the Decoded crew. Smash that subscribe button and pull up a chair in the garage. This is where the real ones hang out. Right, back to it. Now for the real, reveal the thing that makes SVG look like he's on a Sunday cruise while everyone else is wrestling a crocodile. It's not just the footwork, it's what the footwork lets him do. Tire management through brake feel. Here's the killer part, and it comes straight from his own teammate, rookie Connor Zilisch, the one bloke actually close to him. Zilisch said, "You never see him slipping tires." He said out of turn 6 into turn 7, everyone else is flat out, pinned to the wall, wide open, and SVG isn't even getting to full throttle. He's not pushing the car beyond what it needs. That's the whole game right there. Every time an American driver slides the rear or locks a front, they're scrubbing a tiny bit of life off that tire. Do that 100 times over a run, and by lap 30, your tires are cooked and you're a sitting duck. SVG, with that surgeon's touch on the pedals, never overdrives. He banks tire life like a savings account. And then this is the bit that's almost unfair. Zilisch said when SVG wants to go, he just goes. He's got a whole extra gear stashed away because he protected his rubber while everyone else was burning theirs. People say he's toying with the field. He's not toying. He's just been saving the entire time. That's the exclusive, mate. That's the pro-level secret. It's not raw speed. It's the ability to be fast while doing the least damage. And it's forged in the one place American drivers have never raced, a locked diff supercar that punishes every single mistake with the wall. NASCAR even makes his data public through their SMT system. The rivals can see exactly what he's doing, and they still can't copy it. As Denny Hamlin put it, nobody coming up the ranks is volunteering to relearn how to drive at 33. So here's my honest take. Will SVG ever dominate ovals like he owns road courses? Nah, I don't reckon so, not dominate. But he doesn't have to. He's already climbed from 27th to a top 5 at Nashville. And if he just becomes competent on ovals while staying untouchable on road courses, that's a championship threat. That's terrifying. Which brings us right back to where we started. Is Shane Van Gisbergen's Australian technique an unfair advantage the sport never saw coming? Or are the NASCAR veterans just getting caught flat-footed, too set in their ways to learn a new trick? Drop it in the comments. Tell me, is SVG a genius, or are the old guard just falling behind? I'm reading every single one. I'm out. Keep it decoded, crew.